In fact, we have one of the highest ranges of Western Ghats across the country. We have the highest forest cover when it comes to our neighboring states as well. What is the data that the government has on tribal people in the state, and what is that you're doing to protect them and their interests?
Very good afternoon to everybody. And see, the first thing we have to differentiate between the total tribal population of Karnataka and the tribal population which is living in the forest area. So these two bifurcation has to be done at the first point because otherwise we'll get confused. And if you see the forest coverage in our state, so it's mostly in South Karnataka as well as coastal Karnataka. It may be Uttar Kannada, Mangalore, Chikmagalur, those kind of places. And the figure which is available is that there are almost about more than 3 lakh people living in this forest area. And when I say more than 3 lakh people, I'm not talking about the people living on the periphery of this forest area, but inside the core forest area.
Okay.
And that's where the problem starts. So like if you see the issue of people living inside the forest area, it's not a new issue. It's like a very old issue which the country was facing, and a lot of discussion took place on that. And I can say only that fortunately in 2006-07 we come up with a very firm policy which was accepted by each and every person in this country, accepted by the judiciary also, and that was our rehabilitation and resettlement policy of the tribal people who are living inside the forest area, and as well as the Forest Right Act. So these two acts has played an extremely important role in solving the issues from both perspectives, from the issue of forest department facing the problem or issues because of that settlement, and even the problem of the people who are living there, which they are facing from the other side. And in that direction, I can say that the government of Karnataka is very, very positive on this issue. And a lot of effort have been made. So for example, if you see the Karnataka case, we have almost about 1,800 tribal hamlets, or you can say habitations, which are part of the, which are living inside the forest area. And as per the Forest Right Act, as well as the Resettlement and the Rehabilitation Act, there's a very clear-cut policy that it's all voluntary. Like we are not, the first thing is we have to keep in mind that we are not forcing these people to come out of the forest, because they have lived there for years together. They have their culture, they have their own tradition and all those things. So we are not doing that thing, but it's purely volunteer, because that is the priority of the center also, as well as the state government also, that let us give a what I can say, an incentive kind of thing, so that the more and more people can come out of the forest area and be a part of the mainstream, but at the same time not taking them far away from the forest area. So we have two schemes under which the rehabilitation is done. One is that you take 15 lakh rupees per adult of the family and we leave that place, surrender that land to the forest department. And the other one is that we will not give... This
is per family? That
No, I'm talking about if there are 4 adults in the family, so you will get 15 into 4. So it's like goes as per the adult, because some family may have more adult people, some may be having the less. And the second option is that you will be given 3 acres of land, which is cultivable land, and it will be given very close to the forest, so that you are not detached from the your entire attachment with the forest.
But
so
would you also give them some kind of skill development? Because the moment they step out of the forest and into the periphery of the city, but what do they do for the living? So is there any skill development program?
See, this issue of employment for the people who are living in the forest area is extremely important, whether they are living inside the forest or whether they are living on the periphery. So we have to see from two perspectives that how we are handling the people who are living inside the forest area. Now, if we'll see there, I can say that Karnataka is one state which is very, very positive in mind, and we have never treated our people living in the forest area as an alien population or as enemy. So we always treat them on equal footing, and we always want a very, very harmonious relationship, because see, it's a question of sustainability of the environment and the forest and the people living there. So what we do that whenever any activity, economic activity or the developmental activity is happening inside the forest area, we take these people as workers. So suppose if you are going to clear the lantana in the forest area, majority of the people who are working are the people who are coming from these hamlets.
So you deploy them itself.
Yes. So we give the priority to take these people on all the forest activity, labor work which is going. And not only that, in fact, the Karnataka state is so progressive in that way. We have gone one step further. And you will not believe that in the recruitment of watchers, 50% of the post is reserved for the people who are living in those tribal populations. The reason is that you are a part of that ecosystem, and when you are a part of that ecosystem, you understand the area better, you understand the animal better, you understand the activity better, so you can provide a better watch on these areas. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing. But coming back to your second question about the skill development, for the people who are living outside on the periphery of this forest area, we have number of trainings. They are giving the driving training is being given to them. Different kind of skill development training is giving to them. They are being formed in a kind of cooperative society to do a different kind of activity and those kind of things. So if you see the forest conservation, it is not only the job of forest department. It seems that it is the forest department who has to do this work, but there are departments like
ST.
Yeah, the tribal development. They are playing the major role in the rehabilitation, as well as the local deputy commissioner, CEO, Zilla Panchayat, skill development department. So it's like multi-departmental activity which has to support this activity for the sustainability purpose.
I think that recently the chief minister also went to one of the tribal zones in HD Kote Taluk.
Yeah, in fact, the next cabinet of our state is happening in Hills, and that's the purpose that let's give those people a sense of feeling that we are with them, and you will see that in those cabinet, lot of issues which are associated with those tribal people are going to be decided in that thing. So
I want to tell the audience also that same point, that the Karnataka cabinet will be held away from Bengaluru in Chamarajanagar district amidst the forest as well as the tribals also. So that's a great initiative, that the government is willing to go away from the city to hold a cabinet. It's a big posture.
Yeah, and another thing I would like to say that this issue of tribal rehabilitation and settlement of the tribals, forest right, it's very, very seriously being taken by the government of Karnataka. And in fact, the Honorable Chief Minister himself takes the meeting, where all the department people are present, and all the issues are reviewed, like water supply, electricity, whether the people are having the ration card or not, whether the people are part of the democratic system by having the voters ID. So each and every item is reviewed, and there is a committee, separate committee under my chairmanship with other department where we have interaction with the deputy commissioner. So we are trying to assist these people from all angle. At the same time, we want to do the preservation work of the forest department, as well as better development and the protection of the forest department as well as animal, by associating these people. So that's very important.
Many in the hall might have different opinion in terms of ecology and forest and tribal right activists also. How do you balance both? The moment you touch one, the other might get annoyed or irritated because their rights are being taken away. How do you find a balance between the tribal rights as well as still conserving the forest?
See, I told in the very beginning, it's the issue of how we are approaching them. If you are approaching them with a negative mind, oh, these are the people who are spoiling the forest, these are the people who are cutting the trees, and so you can never develop that cordial relationship with them. So if you want to work with somebody, first of all, you have to win their heart. Now, how you are going to win their heart? You have to interact more and more with them. So that is the approach that we are following in Karnataka, that we don't want to annoy these people. It's a question of sustainability of human beings, sustainability of the tradition, sustainability of the culture, at the same time, the eco-sustainability. So that's the approach that we are following. And we have different forum in which all these issues are discussed, at the district level, at the Gram Panchayat level, at the Gram Sabha level. All these issues are, and when two people are staying together, one is the forest department and the tribal people, smaller issues are bound to happen. But the issue is that whether we are ready to provide a solution to that issue, and that approach we have in Karnataka.
This morning, sir, during the inauguration, we had the real tribe coming from Kodagu district and performing their folk art here. Is the government also looking at preserving the culture, because it's a big generation they pass on this folk art and culture? Are you also looking at preserving them?
Of course, because see, we don't want to lose this traditional heritage and culture which is coming from the tribal population. In fact, whether we can say a tribal tradition or we can say as a folk culture is a very much part of our Indian culture, and we don't want to lose that thing. So that's why if you see that when I said in the very beginning that the entire rehabilitation and the resettlement is a voluntary activity, so it's going to be very, very gradual. It's not that one fine day we are going and putting the people in the truck and shifting to the urban area. It's a very, very gradual progress. So the continuity of their art, their culture, their skill, all those things will continue. At the same time, gradually they will also, because see, ultimately we have to think about the education of the children coming from that area. We have to think about the health facilities of those areas. So we are trying to bring the people in the mainstream also, as well as getting attached to the culture. And that's the reason that as a policy, we always rehabilitate them on the outskirts of the main forest. And that's the approach we are following.
You spoke about health and education of the children. Are they receptive towards getting medical health coming out of the tribe and then receiving medical health from the hospitals, especially post the pandemic? The awareness has increased with them?
See, the one thing is that you go inside the habitation and open a hospital there, which will be difficult from the perspective of conservation and preservation. But it's the issue is that what kind of accessibility you are going to give it to these people so that in the need of the time, they are able to reach to these places quickly. So like, for example, as I told you that one of the major priority which the state government has taken is that how to connect all these villages by an all-weather road. And the rural development and the Panchayati Raj department is taking in a big way that each and every habitation, whatever may be the size of that population, it has to be connected with the all-weather road.
Which is good that you're holding the charge, because you can see both the sides.
Fortunately, I'm holding the charge of forest as well as RDPR, so
you can see both the sides of the coin. So
Exactly. So that's the approach.
You were saying, sir, the Gram Panchayat works to connect every tribe through roads and then bring them in times of emergencies at least.
Yes. So and there are many NGOs and the people who have come forward to establish these health facility and a school inside the forest on the periphery. And they are helping the people in a big way. And we have a very cordial relation with those NGOs, because we know that it's not only the government who can solve all the problem. Unless we bring the NGOs in the picture, unless we bring the people who are interested in this kind of activity, then only we can create a proper equation and they can work as a bridge between the tribal population as well as the government. Because many of the places the government is seen as a monster, that okay, government is coming, they will destroy us. So we always keep these NGO in picture in between. You might have heard about Dr. Sudarshan and the kind of work which have been done in that area. So it's mostly in the field of education and the health.
What do they do for their livelihood, apart from the government hiring them as watchers or clearing the logs, the dead logs in the forest? What else do they do for their livelihood?
One of the very important thing is that the community right which has to be given to these tribal people, forest dwellers, in terms of their fishing activity, in terms of the honey production. So there are many, we call it as a multi-activity societies, and the many societies have been formed, and they are collecting the non-timber forest produce. The right have been given to them, and they are bringing to a place where it is auction, and you'll be surprised to know that in Chamarajnagar there is 3 societies which have done a business of more than 1 crore in a single year. So
All from the tribes.
all from the tribes by their own collection. So that's a very classic example that if you give the community right to them and if you integrate with the forest, what kind of economy they can generate inside the forest, which is very easy. We feel very happy when I get a bottle of honey from Chikmagalur or Kodagu, but we should think that who has collected these things.
Yeah. In fact, this morning for breakfast, Mr. Raj Chengappo was asking for authentic honey, saying that I don't want any corporate honey, but get me.
That authentic honey you can get only from these areas.
While with that, we come to an end of the session, sir, that Karnataka government is doing much more to the tribal community and trying to preserve their culture and also at the same time giving them education and trying to get medical facilities as well. So good luck to you for future projects of this department, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.